Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm G, this time with a Dauntless video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about everything that is wrong with the Chronovore. And believe me, there is a lot. I'm going to break this down into three parts. The first is the pre-fight requisites, also known as the Chronostones. The second is the fight itself and how the Behemoth behaves. And then the post-fight rewards and gear. But before that, let me just make a small introduction for people that might not be aware of it. This island, Paradox Breaks, and his behemoth, the Chronovore, were the last installment on what Dauntless called escalations. Escalations were and are, in my opinion, a great addition to the game because it allows us to fight several behemoths in one go, starting on the weaker one and then jumping from island to island to a stronger one until you got to the boss. I absolutely loved this recipe and was very interested to see what this last one, the Radiant, would bring. But some players were feeling a bit tired of it, so Phoenix Labs decided to change the recipe and make it as an island on hunting grounds. Now, at first this wasn't a bad thing because they had previously introduced the primal and future behemoths that appeared on hunting grounds above level 10. So if you were reforging gear, which is unfortunately the main hook of the game right now, you'd encounter these, collect the Chronostones they drop, and then fight the Chronovore. Unfortunately, it soon became just another thing to grind and players weren't really engaged with it. So, Phoenix Labs, rightly and bravely so I admit, removed it, but they did not change anything about the Chronovore encounter itself. So this is where we are now. You need to go to Paradox Island, fight 8 primal or future behemoths, because they only spawn there now, get 8 Chronostones, start the event, fight 2 additional behemoths above level 20, and then you fight the Chronovore. Just as a direct comparison to escalations, there you fight 6 behemoths before the boss. 1, then 2, then 1, then 2, then boss. Here you fight 10. 10 behemoths. So this is my first problem. Then you get to the fight itself. Right off the bat, you see that this behemoth moves a lot more and a lot faster than the other ones. It twirls a lot, changing from left to right and front to back, which makes it difficult to hit the part or the side that you want. Its tail attacks are not well telegraphed and they are hard to see since the tail is so thin. Sometimes they come from above, other times they come from the sides, which makes it difficult to dodge. And also, after the attack, he is always in a slightly different position or place than before, which makes it difficult to progress to the fight to get the part or maybe to get the hit that you want. When he prepares the attack that you can boop, not the one that he stands, this is just the one that he lunges at you, the attack is circular and comes from the sides, making it difficult to boop with any weapon that isn't the Warpike, because as we know, the Warpike is the only one that can boop from any side thanks to his twirl. Then, when he disappears, the camera does not auto-adjust to where he is going to appear, unlike what it does with Valomir and Quillshot. I have no idea why this doesn't work. In PlayStation 3 you press R3 and the camera auto-adjusts to the position that is going to appear with the other behemoths, but not with the Chronovore. Then, the rings that he releases do fire damage over time, something no other Radiant behemoth does. Valomir and Hazakiri have lasers that do damage and they do a little bit of knockback, but they do not do damage over time. So if you're not aware of this, sometimes you can burn yourself to death without, even getting hit. Now a standing boop is better to hit, but presents another set of problems because he fires those crystal shots in every direction that are very hard to distinguish in which direction they are going, since they are transparent. And even if you hit him, either at a distance or maybe close to him, those shots don't disappear. So you're most likely to get trapped inside a crystal prison, thus preventing you to get to him on time, since he only gets staggered for a really short time. Even when you get launched in the air by one of his vents, you only have one spot to land, which wouldn't be a problem if he had more places to break. All other bosses in Escalation have at least 2 spots to land, which makes breaking certain spots easier, but not this one. With the Chronovore, you get a landing spot on his left wing, which is great to get a fin from his left side, but not from his right side, which is a bit of a shame together, with everything else. You really should have at least 2 landing spots on each wing just to get the fins more easily, and fins are important, as I'll explain further ahead. Now, after all this, if you made it and you killed the Chronovore, now you gotta be fast to get the reward. Which means, if you are down or need to revive another team member, you only have 13 seconds to do so, which is a really small window, especially compared to other events where you get 30 seconds to get the reward. So, it is not uncommon that we do leave a man behind. The poor player contributes to the fight, but doesn't get nothing at the end, and yes, this has happened to me. Furthermore, we need 10 fins to build the Chronovore weapons. This is the part of the fins I was talking about. Now, this metric is not uncommon on other escalation behemoths. The problem being, most of the behemoths have 4 limbs to get them. So if you need 10 breaks for a certain limb, other behemoths have 4 parts, 4 legs. So you can get, in 3 fights you can get the amount that you need. But this one has wings, which only has 2. Meaning you'll need at least 5 fights, and in every fight you need to get both fins. Also, this is not the first time Phoenix has bundled up this kind of metric. I remember that the Agorist also needed 10 vine arms from one arm, his left arm, to build weapons. Now, I really didn't like this at the time, but I did it because escalations are fast, and with the proper perks that you get are even faster, but not the Chronovore. In closing, this is the worst behemoth in the game right now. Can it be fixed? Yes, they will reduce the amount of chronostone required to fight him, maybe move less or reduce the amount of fins needed to build his weapons, put another drop power point on his back. That would make him a lot better. But the thing is, in my opinion, it would still be worse than any escalation because of one thing escalations have that this doesn't. Boosters. At the end of each round of an escalation, you get to pick between 4 perks that help a lot in the fight, thus making escalations always different, but always better than what you started with. Here with the Chronovore, it is the same thing over and over again. And although they have changed some things with the new behemoth Phalanx, I feel that the problem will persist throughout the game because they are a part of the direction that Phoenix Labs is taking the game towards in regards to player retention and hours played. To me, this is a bad direction, and I just wanted to share this with them and with the community. I really feel that at this point there should be Radiant escalation. They don't need to remove Paradox Break, but they should make a Radiant escalation for the Chronovore. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and as always, have a great game, guys.